بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نويت التعلم والتعليم والتذكر والتذكير والنفع والانتفاع والإفادة والاستفادة والحث على التمسك بكتاب الله وسنة رسوله والدعاء إلى الهدى والدلالة على الخير ابتغاء وجه الله ومرضاته وقربه وثوابه آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Okay. We stop at Kitab Ahmad bin Zain al-Habshi, Risalatul Jami'ah. So we are still at the vices of the limbs. Last week we stopped at consuming the wealth of an orphan. So consuming the wealth of an orphan. Okay, we continue. And all foods and drinks which God has made forbidden. وكل ما حرم الله عليه من المأكولات والمشروبات وقد لعن الله ورسوله. Okay, and all foods and drinks which Allah has made forbidden. So anything that has been prohibited to be consumed in Islam is haram. It's considered the vices of the limbs because it goes into the stomach, right? Goes into the stomach, so it's considered the ma'asi al-batan, the stomach, the vice of the stomach. So we are all aware anything that is haram to be eaten, like some of them is what is that? Last week we went through alcohol, intoxicants, all these haram stuff, and to add that carcass or what maita carcass animals that are not slaughtered according to the Islamic rituals. These are considered haram. So we can only eat those that have been slaughtered according to the Islamic rituals. And the one who slaughter doesn't have to be a Muslim actually. And Bismillah is sunnah. So as long as the way they slaughter, that's the important part. The way they slaughter, the knife cutting the two, the vein and the air pipe must be at the same time. That's what makes the meat halal. But it's better for a Muslim to be the one who slaughters the meat, but it's not a must. And the Bismillah part is sunnah. But it's good to say Bismillah lah, of course. So this according to this, even insects is haram, because insects we cannot eat insects because you cannot slaughter the insect. So any living things we must slaughter first, except when there is nas. So the basic about food, anything that is halal in the Quran says anything that is halal during the time of the Quraysh, the Arab Quraysh, because the Arabs at that time, the Quraysh are like noble tribe. So they don't eat nonsense, like they don't eat pigs. They don't eat macam let's say donkeys. Donkeys I'm not sure. I don't think so. Because donkey there is I think ada some opinions also. While I say the Quraysh eat only proper stuff. So when the Quran was revealed, then Allah asked to follow the Quraysh way of eating. So whatever the Quraysh eat at that time, that is permissible. Whatever they don't eat, it's not permissible. And then on top of that comes other rulings lah. Macam khinzir, pork is prohibited. Of course, before that also Quraysh don't eat pork. Other Arabs eat, but the Quraysh don't. The Quraysh, they are noble. In that sense, it's like they are proper people lah. Then and some other stuff, like when there is nas, there is a hadith on nas from the Quran or Hadith or the ijtihad ulama, then we can eat. Like dab. Dab is like a type of lizard. The desert lizard. It's a desert lizard. It's quite big. It's big. It's not the normal monitor lizard we see. It's that only that. There is nas on that because Rasulullah don't eat that. He didn't eat that, but he didn't prohibit the Sahaba, the companions when they eat that. Rasulullah kept quiet. So that means he allow, but he himself don't eat that. Same thing like beef. Beef also he don't eat. There's no narration that he ate beef, but he didn't allow. He didn't disallow. He didn't prohibit eating beef. Beef. So then rest like insects. That's why we have to be careful. Like colorings, right? Colorings in our food. Some colors are made from the insects. So you must be careful. So grasshopper the only one. The only insect we can eat is grasshopper. Locust, yeah, it's locust. Jerat. Same it's locust, grasshopper. But normally they say it's locust. In Hadramaut also during a season, you can find a lot. They are everywhere. So you can just pick them up. You don't need to slaughter. A grasshopper, how to slaughter. So you can just take and chop off the head or whatever, just fry it, then they eat. In Hadramaut they fry. They fry, they eat. Allah alam. I wanted to try but I didn't have the chance to try. Try. You can just eat like that. Only two things. Only sea creatures, those those animals that strictly they only exclusively live in the sea aja. They cannot live in two places like macam crab. Some type of crabs, they live in the sea and also the land. These kind of things we cannot eat. This is according to our madhab. Other madhabs ada slightly different rulings lah. Like ketam batu. Ketam batu we cannot eat. But other madhab, I think they allow. Or is it the opposite? It's our madhab don't allow ketam batu. But certain ketam batu cannot because they live into hasil if they live in two environment, land and sea, then cannot. If they live purely on land, can. Purely on sea, can. So that's the basic. Then on land not all of course. If the sea purely, then you can just take. You don't need to slaughter because sea creatures you don't need to slaughter. Other than that, it's only locust. You don't need to slaughter. It's not considered najasa. You can eat them. Then there are other rulings on whether they have what? Fangs. Yeah. And all these and claws and all. The one in the Mukaddimah at the end part, the Mukaddimah Hadrami, they explain about these things. And then next considered najasa is blood. Blood in any form or from any creature is considered najasa. So we are not supposed to eat any type of blood, any trace of blood. When we slaughter, we make sure when we clean the chicken or meat, whatever, it must be clear from blood. But a little bit, because it's tough to get rid everything. So a bit is ma'fu. But once you clean, when you wash, you have to clean properly. But if you take it raw, like you just slaughter raw like that, whatever is on the meat, you can just straight away cook with the blood. I mean, not, of course, not bloody that kind of, but whatever is left a bit, so it's ma'fu. Then anesthetics, any drugs or chemicals that causes numbness or loss of feeling, this is considered haram. The thing that hallucinate, of course, hallucinate gone. or numbness when you eat certain macam ubat batuk, cough medicine cause you a bit of drowsiness kan. And that one also you cannot purposely just for fun drink. That is haram. Then depend if najis or not. It will depend on the origin of the thing. The origin, if it's solid, then a little bit of that is okay. But if the origin is liquid, then even a little bit is haram. Once that thing causes can cause what drowsing, loss of apa nama, consciousness, like alcohol lah. Alcohol is the origin is apa, alcohol lah. I mean apa, khamar is, that one is intellect, consciousness, numbness, whatever can cause all these things ah. So the hukum, once it causes the effect, then haram. But if it's najasa or not, that one is another story. It depends on a few things. Then intoxicants, okay, drugs, hashish, opium, all this all haram in any form that can cause hallucination or like dope feeling or numbness, like some things you eat macam kava in Fiji they drink kava. That one, even the ulama there, they got differences of opinions lah. But you don't get high. That's why there is a difference of opinion. And then these ulama, they haven't tried kava, so they don't know, right? So they will refer to feedbacks from trustworthy people lah. But I don't know whether some ulama drink kava, I don't know lah down there. So it depends lah. It's same like gut also. Some ulama of Hadramaut say haram, but some say a little bit not haram. I mean, as long as they don't cause hallucination. But some types of gut, if you straight away pluck from the plant fresh, you chew that thing, you will hallucinate. That thing confirm haram. So this thing, a lot of differences of opinions. But the best is just don't try lah. Settle. So then Matan continues, Allah and His Messenger SAW have cursed the consumer of riba and whoever helps its consumption, and cursed the drinker of alcohol and whoever helped him in its drinking, including the one who sold it to him. So Abdullah bin Mas'ud reported, the Prophet SAW said, Allah has cursed the one who consumes usury, its clients, its witness, and its recorder. Usury and adultery do not become widespread among a people except that they will become vulnerable to the punishment of Allah. This is from Imam Ahmad, Musnad Ahmad. Then in another hadith, Jabir said that Allah Messenger SAW cursed the acceptor of interest and its payer, and the one who records it, and the two witnesses. And he said they are all equal. So that's the same thing that alcohol and riba. There is this hadith, and also hadith that says those who anything related to it is all equal. So like alcohol, the drinker, those who serve, the bartender, all the same thing. They all get the fair share. Might as well you drink, you serve for what? You get the same sin. Might as well drink. Riba also, might as well you take riba rather than you give riba for what? You take riba. It's the same sin. I say it's haram lah. Narrated by Ibn Umar, the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah has cursed wine, its drinker, its server, its seller, its buyer, its presser, the one for whom it is pressed, and the one who conveys it, and the one to whom it is conveyed. But this one got in Shafi'i is very strict. The one who serve, the one who deliver, like you do Grab, GrabFood, then you have to deliver alcohol, not GrabFood or whatever, Red Mart or something. They have this delivery things, right? So you buy, then you are just a delivery guy. You deliver what, beers and alcohol and whatever. According to our madhab, haram. But I think madhab Hanafi say as long as you are not involved in this thing, you are just the delivery guy, then it's okay. That means you didn't buy for him, you didn't make for him, you don't ask him to buy, you don't promote this thing. You just take because you want to work. You just take something, you know it's alcohol or pork or whatever, then you just send. Then those some ulama say the best is, what if is the receiver is a Muslim? You are just delivery guy and you are following this madhab Hanafi because you got no other jobs. For the meantime, you follow this madhab first. So some of the ulama say, in that case, you shouldn't. If the guy is Muslim, the best you can do is don't deliver lah, reject the job or whatever. But if you got no choice, then uh, is uh, is wajib on you to warn him. Say this is haram. I'm just a delivery guy. Whatever you want to do with this, whatever, this is haram. You cannot drink this. You are Muslim. Then you pass lah. You must do that. That's the minimum you can do lah. But the best is get another job lah. But meantime, you can follow this kind of. At least there is some rukhsah. Muslim, according to Shafi'i, still haram. But according to Hanafi, you can do that. You can deliver as long as you are delivery guy. You got nothing to do with it. You didn't promote, whatever. Then another hadith, Anas said that the Messenger SAW cursed 10 people in connection with wine. The wine presser, the one who has it pressed, the one who drinks it, the one who conveys it, the one who to whom it is conveyed, the one who serves it, the one who sells it, the one who benefits from the price paid for it, the one who buys it, and the one for whom it is bought. So everybody get the same sin. So I think dah habis, end of the bab. Next one we go to the next, apa nama, devices of the tongue. Allah Alam. Dah any question tak? K9 yeah, cannot. Yeah, basically cannot lah. Yeah, those with apa nama, fangs and K9. Yeah, and also when apa nama dia, it's a pet, but pet doesn't domesticated macam cats. But then cats ada fangs kan, ada apa ni, fangs canine. I say that one you cannot eat. Bird, rabbit, yeah, rabbit you can eat. Horns, yeah, no prohibition. Cannot. Because that one all I think they have fangs and all. And then if the horn can, as long as apa.
The rhino tak ada fang what?
Allah Alam. Tak ada. Rhino. Allah Alam. That one I don't know. I don't know. I need to check first. But maybe they are under certain categories. I'm not too sure. But wild animal. Siba, yes, yeah, they are under Siba. Siba is apa nama dia? Cannot be tame. Apa, they are wild. They can eat men lah kira. This one is Siba is haram. Siba. Need to revise first because bees. Need to see the categorization. There are a few categorization.
When slaughtering kan, you said what? The blade must be in contact with the vein and what at the same time?
Windpipe.
Windpipe. Windpipe. That is the only condition.
Yeah, then that's the only condition. That's the only condition actually. Then the knife must be sharp and all this. You cannot torture. If you cut the way properly cut windpipe and but it's a torturing way. That one might not be haram. Kosher as long as the meat, it depends if it's slaughtered properly. Kosher we don't know how they slaughter also. But if the Jew is following the same thing, then okay lah, can. We need to be confident on that. And, you cannot if the dah kena stun, then once they lose consciousness, then you cannot slaughter. Not considered proper a clean slaughter. If a bit just to macam immobilize sikit, that one is allowed. Certain ulama say can because you cannot control. But and there are rukhsas on hunting. If you go hunting, let's say you wanna hunt a deer, so you shoot or you use bow and arrow and all this. As long as when you shoot, then you go to your catch. As long as it's not dead and it's just slightly wounded, that one you can bring back. You can slaughter. But once you find it dead, then gone. It's considered maita. It's considered. You cannot. Hunting they have a bit of roksa, and even if you send a hunting dog and all this, they have a few. I can't remember the thing, but there are a few allowable things to do using your hunting dogs and whatever. No, if you find it dead, then habis. Cannot. Yeah, cannot. You must tak boleh. You kill lah, but you cannot. It's considered corpse, carcass lah. You still need to slaughter.
Kalau hunting dia ada roksa, as long as the weapon yang you use is sharp enough.
Not sure. Maybe check again lah. Yeah. Maybe I might be wrong lah. Tak ingat. Okay Allah alam. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbana anfa'na bima 'allamtana, rabbi 'allimna alladhi yanfa'una, rabbi faqihna wa faqih ahlana wa qarabatin lana fi dinina ma ahlil qutri wa anta wa dzakar, rabbi wafiqna wa fiqhum lima tartadi wa qawlan fi'lan wa karama wa arzuqil kulla halalan daima wa khilla ajqiya ulama nuhza bil khairi wa nukfa kulla syarr. ربنا أصلح لنا كل شؤون وأقر بالرضا منك العيون واقض عنا ربنا كل الديون قبل أن تأتينا رسل المنون واغفر واستر أنت كما من ستر. وصلاة الله تغشى مصطفى من إلى الحق دعانا والوفاء بكتاب فيه للناس الشفاء وعلى الآل الكرام الشرفاء وعلى صحب مصابه الغرار. اللهم اهدنا بهداك واجعلنا ممن يسارع في رضاك ولا تولنا وليا سواك ولا تجعلنا ممن خلف أمرك وعصاك وحسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العظيم. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. Okay. Oh, dia